When you consider Hashem as a father, as a mother, He will be next to you.
ברשות מורה ורבותיי, ברשות בבעל הבית, permission of his wife, all of you, Rabbi Sur. Today, it's the beginning of a week of the Parsha of Teruma. Teruma, it's Hashem, He asks from us to give Him a donation. Can you understand? Can you imagine? Hashem, He wants from us to give Him a donation to build the Beit HaMikdash. Everything belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Our lives belong to Hashem. We eat, everything that we have, it's from Hashem. Do Hashem need that we give Him a donation? Can you imagine the king of Morocco, or the king of Arabia Saudi, or a big king who asks his people, can you give me a donation? Can you give me tzedakah so I can build a palace? No. You cannot imagine that. Hashem Adonai haaretz umlo'ah. Everything belongs to Hashem. Le'azav ve'le'akesef amar Hashem. Hashem, He said, everything belongs to me, the money, the silver, everything. Hashem, He asked from us, please, be holy teruma. It's like He begs us, because everyone who has a good heart, He's like, please, can you have a good heart? Give me something. Hashem, He asked this from Bnei Israel. Hashem, He used a language that it's like He begged Am Israel to give Him donation to build a place, the Beit HaMikdash. Hashem, He should give an order. Hey, you did the Egel, you did the Avodah Zarah, now you have to build the Beit HaMikdash. If there is no Beit HaMikdash, I will not be with you. He has to force them. Build it. He has to give an order. Hey, Jews, build a Beit HaMikdash. Why he has to talk to them in a nice way? Holy teruma, because ish, take for me, please, a donation for anyone who has a good heart. This is the parasha of the week. You know, my friend, on Matan Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He went to all nations. He proposed them Torah. You want Torah? So they said, Maktiv ba. They said, what there is in the Torah. So Hashem told them, the Torah said, the Torah that I will give you, it's not steal, not to kill. So they said, it's very hard for us not to kill, not to steal. It's very hard. He went to the Jews. He told them, do you want the Torah? Hine matov. So you accept the Torah? It's good. You don't accept the Torah? So there is no reason for the world to be existed. I want just to tell you something. How much we have to thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, last night, when it was the first time that I took that new Boeing Dreamliner, and this airplane has already some problems. Already for 2 years, it has a lot of problems. It's this new American airplane. And at the beginning, I thought that with around Mexico, there is another Boeing. But when I saw this new Boeing, and I remember that a lot of times they have to stop him, they put him on the ground not to take off. He has some problems, engineer problems. So I said, well, now I'm in the middle, I am the plane, I have to sit and be quiet. And Be'ez Hashem, Yeratzon, that will arrive safe to Mexico. But the weather was very bad. So the plane was bombing a lot. So I said to Hashem, look, I'm not going to Mexico to visit the pyramids. I'm not going to Mexico just to eat, or just to have a vacation, to be a tourist there. Hashem, you know, for 25 years, for 24 years that I come to Mexico, I never visited nothing. From the airport to my Baal Habayit, Moshe Gopas. And from Moshe Gopas, if I am invited somewhere, and from there I go back to the airport. Nothing. I never visited nothing. So I said Hashem, and I visit Mexico. I'm going for mitzvah. And shluhi mitzvah, and when you go for a mitzvah, so Enam is okay. You are sure that Be'ez Hashem, you said well. When I thought about this, I said, well Hashem, good night, and I want to sleep. But I woke up, Baruch Hashem, few hours left to Mexico, so I started to write some Divrei Torah. Be'emet, I want to tell you something that you cannot imagine. What it is to be close to Hashem. What it is to be close to Hashem. We are married, we have children. We are close to our children, we are close to our wives, we are close to our parents, we are close to our rabbis, but how can we be close to Hashem? The only way to be close to Hashem is through the tefillah. When you pray, when you put tefillin. Tefillin put you to be close to Hashem. When you keep Shabbat, you keep Shabbat. Have you seen a man, somebody that is not Jew, that in his life will take one day off? It doesn't exist. Our religion, you can see sometimes that for 3 days we do nothing. Like if Pesach it's on Wednesday, so you have Thursday, Friday, Shabbat. 3 days. 3 days. Too much, 3 days. 3 days you don't do nothing. When you keep Shabbat, you keep Moadim, you show Hashem, you say, I do a big sacrifice. I don't do this, I don't do that. I do it for you. So that puts you close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How can you build your emunah on HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You can build your emunah on HaKadosh only through mitzvot. Because why you have to do this? Have you heard in your life the Mexican government will tell you, don't hit somebody. Don't think bad about somebody. Think. You can talk. Have you heard any government in the world that he will forbidden not to talk about somebody? Lashon hara. No. You're free. Free. Say whatever you want to say. But Hashem, don't talk bad about somebody. Don't hit somebody. That the Torah show you, teach you not to act like somebody who is not a human being. To be a human being, you have to be good with everybody. You know, the tzaddikim, I would like you to tell a story. Please listen to this story. This story, it happened this week. It happened this week. I want to see somebody that is not well in Marseille. He had 2 heart attacks. And he had them 1 day before the bar mitzvah, 1 week, before the bar mitzvah of his son. So I was in a hurry. So I had to go to see him, and from him, I had to go to see somebody else. Then they told me, Rabbi David, you have to, please, Rabbi David, there is somebody that is not well. Can you go to see him? And I was a little bit mixed up because I was in a hurry. I was supposed to see one. I saw two. Now they asked me to see another one. I wanted to tell them I can't. Then when I said I can't, I saw the face. So you can't. Okay, thank you. He said, no, I go with you. No, I go with you. I went with him, and there's somebody else again. He said, please, Rabbi David, now that you're in the hospital, can you come to see my father? I went to Marseille for something, and now suddenly I go to see people that was not in the program to see. It was not in my schedule. So I said, Beseder, I'll do it. And I went. Now you want to know what happened after? The next day, I wanted to go now to the train station, to go back to Paris, excuse me. And I had 1 hour. It was the rush hour. And there was a Jew who said, please, Rabbi David, if you don't mind, there is a man that it's for 2 years, he's not well. Can you come to see him? I said, but look, in 45 minutes I have the train. It's a rush hour. How long is it going to take? He says, please, maybe only for Bemet. He said, only 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 2 minutes there, Beseder. And then it was not 3 minutes. 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say, hey, wait. And he was going the opposite. The railway station was behind, and he was going the opposite. Where? And then what happened? It was an accident. The ambulance were there, and there we stopped. So I said, sir, I'm gonna miss my train. So what can we do? We go back. Even if we have to go back, it was the police stopped all. So that means I was stopped. So the Tzara told me in my mind, Rabbi David, you wanted to do a mitzvah. Look what happened. Now you can miss your train. There is no train after, so maybe you have to stay all night here in Marseille. Your wife, she will scream at you, and no, she don't buy it, and then problems. I said, well, there is nothing to do. I don't know what happened. Suddenly, he took one road. I don't know what happened. We went to see the man that he was ill. He was so happy. He was very, very happy. He was crying that he was happy. And Baruch Hashem, I arrived to the railway station 15 minutes before. Nisni Biniflau. So I won. This is the way how to be connected to Hashem. Because Hashem is Rahman. Hashem, he finds all the time for somebody. We have to be like him, to find always time for somebody. There is a lot of ways how to help somebody. How to be connected with Hashem. Tefillah. When you pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you must know that you pray to Hashem. Yet that without Hashem you are nothing. This is the Tefillah. Pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If you pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have to believe on Him. You have to trust Him. You have to trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You must trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is the condition. This is the condition, to trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So, if you trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you become friend with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And you know, my friends, among friends, we feel good, yes or no? I mean, just imagine, you are in front of a king. In front of a king, and somebody call you. Would you answer, yes, how are you, yes? You're talking to the king. The king is in front of you. You cannot talk to somebody. So you have to make sure that the telephones are off when you pray. So your concentration will be only with Hashem. You have always to make a difference between compare Hashem to a president, compare Hashem Lehavdil to a king. The same way to a president, to a king, you have to prepare your words, what to tell him, the same way with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The same way with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, sometimes, how did tzaddikim, just to tell you something, what proof you have that the business you do, this is the business? Or your wife that you have, this is your wife? Maybe you must it with somebody else. Maybe you're supposed to have another business, not this business. But when you have emunah on Hashem, you pray to Hashem, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He gives you the right direction. This is the business you have to do. This is the wife that chooses your mazal. So that means you live with Hashem, all what you do is with Hashem. You are connected to Hashem, but always tefillah. Tefillah is pray. Even the animals praise to Hashem. You want to know something? Just like this. I was by my mother, and she gave me, I ate with my mother, and then I decided to take the rest of my food to give it to somebody. To a cat. You know, cat. Mm-hmm. A cat. In Israel there is a lot of cats. And I went down, and my mother, she said, David, I said, no, I want to give it to a cat. And she said, but here there is no cat. She said, I don't know, maybe there is. And I went downstairs, and I saw a green cat that she was quite fat, she was pregnant. And she started to go, meow, meow. And I gave her the food. And she was like happy. She was eating, she was looking at me. Like, thank you. How did I know that there is a cat there? It's when Hashem knows that you want to help somebody, so Hashem brings you the one that you should help. And if this with the cats, so can you imagine always with a human being how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings you. It depends how we are close to Hashem. The more you feel that you depend on Hashem, so Hashem will bring you. Hashem will do everything. That Be'ez Hashem, that whatever you ask from Hashem, He will give it to you. Sometimes maybe you will ask from Hashem something that He will not give it to you. Maybe one day you will say, why Hashem doesn't give me with all what I'm doing? Maybe it's for your good. For you good. You never know what it is good for you. You never know what it is not good for you. Only Hashem knows. You just pray. Sometimes you want to catch this plane. You miss it. Wow. Who knows, God forbid, what could happen if you arrive there. Maybe something, you don't know. You don't know. So everything that came from HaKadosh Baruch Hu is for the good. Now, my friend, I would like to finish. Now you understand why the Torah, Hashem is, is Hashem, knowing that Am Yisrael is connected to Him, and Am Yisrael love Him, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will not give them an order. It's like Hashem, He wants to ask to the Bnei Israel, hey Jews, I depend on you. Can you imagine that? We depend on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When Hashem is say, when Hashem is so, He see that we show Him that we only depend on Him, so Hashem He give us back an answer. Hey, even me, I depend on you. Can you build me? Can you build me, please, a house? You know HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when you show Him love, when you show HaKadosh Baruch Hu emunah, you believe on Him, you depend on Him, so He give you the same answer. Hey David, hey Moshe, hey Rahamim, hey Shaul, I depend on you too. Can you build me a house with your money? It's like asking, please, I depend on you. This is, we must have this zichut. That, you know what the Gemara said, Shlomo Melech said, that a man who has Yirat Shamayim, a man who fear Hashem, he becomes stronger than Hashem. How? If Hashem he decide that this man is gonna die, the tzaddik who is Yirat Shamayim, he will say to Hashem, please Hashem, I don't want him to die. So Hashem said, okay, I listen to you. Ritzon Yere'ah v'yaseh ve'eshav adam yishma v'yushem. When you fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so whatever you ask him, he do it. Can you imagine that? You ask him, he do it. Ritzon Yere'ah. Now, maybe you think I'm crazy. No, but what I'm going to tell you, you might think I am crazy. On Shabbat, always I take my medicine from my suitcase for Shabbat, because all the week she's with me, all the week. So when I travel, when I have some pills that I take in the morning, and the afternoon, the evening. On Shabbat, so I left Paris last night, and on Shabbat I leave the packet, the case, the box, la trousse. You know, la trousse where you put the medicine. It was on my shirt, and every time I was thinking, David, don't forget it. 8:30, you take it. David, don't forget it. And I don't remember. I was in the car. The medicine. I forgot them. I called my house. And Behemet, I checked my red suitcase. It was not there. So I called my house. So my wife, she said, so what do you want? You want me as to send it to you to the airport? I said, look, I did not find it here. I have another suitcase where there is my tefillin. I will check, but I'm sure I did not put it there. So they checked the house, they did not find it. So I said, Hashem, usually when we travel and we leave the house, it's not good to come back to the house. When we leave the house, so I was thinking, who will bring me the medicine? So I said, well, what am I going to do? Well, I have to call somebody. In the meantime, I told them stop. They stopped somewhere, and they bring me this small suitcase, and she was there. I'm telling you, I'm sure I did not put, because I don't put medicine with the tefillin. Tefillin is tefillin. You don't put medicine. I have two small suitcases. So the small is tefillin, and the other one there is my papers. It's there. So how? I don't know. Maybe I did it. I forgot. Maybe I don't. That I cannot. The only thing I can tell you is, when you are close to Hashem, when you pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you know Rav Basul, his brother, is a very big Yirat Shamayim. 6 months ago, he said, Rabbi David, now you have to ask your grandfather that my daughter, she will get married this year. She had some shidduchim, nothing happened. But the way he spoke, Rabbi David, I work for your grandfather, I take care of the yeshiva here in Buenos Aires. I want your grandfather now to send me a shidduch now. But the way he talked, you could see that he insisted with a big emunah. And then his daughter, she came, and she was crying, then the mother came. So I was a little bit embarrassed, because on one hand, he has to build the yeshiva, on the other hand, he has a problem. His daughter, she reached the age that she must get married. So I told him, B'zchut Rabbi Chaim Pinto, and b'zchut what you're doing here, so you can work with no problem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will do nisim v'niflaot. 2 days later, she meets the one, but that one was not sure. So Rabbi Saul said, Rabbi David, this is the one, but we need a nest. I said, well, Be'ezat Hashem, so before I leave Buenos Aires, you give me good news. And the day that I left Buenos Aires, they did the engagement. And they got married 3 weeks, 1 month ago. This is tefillah. This is emunah. It depends how you pray. How you pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Pray, it's connected. You know what it is, GPS? What is GPS? GPS, you drive. But be careful. Today there is good GPS in Israel, especially in Israel. You have to be careful that the GPS will not take you somewhere that they're terrorists. You have to be careful. So you don't know. GPS, you must have a good GPS to show you where to go, not to take you where you should not go. You see, my friend, a GPS show you the way anyway. Wherever you want to go, there is a satellite. You know, you go, you close your eyes, you don't speak French, the GPS speak French, they speak your language. You're in France, you use the GPS, you can speak any language you want. And you go wherever you want. The tzaddikim, when the Jews, Am Israel, are connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this connection make out of them like a GPS. Hashem will direct them. This is the business you buy. This is your wife. This is what you should do. But when it's like the GPS, this car, he has a GPS, but it's connected to a satellite. Our satellite is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu show you the way to go. This is the tefillah. יהיה רצון שהקדוש ברוך הוא give you ברכה והצלחה, בריאות, פרנסה טובה בעזרת השם. And I pray to now, you understand, באמת הקדוש ברוך הוא, he's, הקדוש ברוך הוא, I love him. ויקראו לי תרומה, מכל איש ישראל, עד שידבנו ליבו, the way he's talking to עם ישראל, ויקראו לי, please, if you can collect some money from me, from people who has a good heart, so I can build a mishkan. I don't want a big mishkan, I want a small mishkan. Usually a king, you want a big palace. Gosh, Baruch Hu don't want a big palace, you want just a small bit. I don't want something, I don't want to disturb you. Keep your money, keep everything here. I want just this. I depend on you. When we depend on Hashem, Hashem depends on us. But when we don't want to depend on Hashem, so Hashem says, you want to depend on me? Okay, I'll let you. Depend on yourself. Let's see what you can do. Rabotai, what we can do without Hashem? Nothing. Yes or no? Nothing. So Rabotai, may Hashem give you bracha v'atzlacha. And lechaim.
الحرب دافيد بنتو اللولا لسيتو الحرب دافيد بنتو لو ضويا العيالات صغرتو على ربي دافيد